Hello, my name is David Batten. Tonight I'd like to show you how to make settings. And to start off, this was a tutorial, and the tutorial gives us a basic starting application that gives you a button that you can increase the count, which is this button right down here, and you can see the count going up, and that you can choose from 4 different colors for the background, or of course leave it with a default gray. So what this project does is we had to implement the saving of the settings. So I can make this go away and even kind of close the app. I can even come over here and kind of restart the application, and you can see my colors are saved. So how we did this in the main activity, we've got several different things. We've got some variables to keep track of the integer, the color as an integer. Of course, the count that's on the screen. We've got our text view that shows the count there. And we've got our count key and count color. And these are going to be used to save the preferences, which is a key value pair. There's our shared preferences there, and our shared preferences file, and where we're going to save it at. So when we create this, we go in and we grab our view, and we go in and get the color of it and set the color to our variable of whatever the view is. And usually it's just the default background for that portion. When we create, we go in and we look for our preferences files, and we grab that file, and then we go into the preferences file, and we found our key count by this value here, the count, and we get the number from that file with the default value of 0. And then we can set the text view set text to that number we extracted. And of course we grab the color as an integer, and we set the background color to that integer setting to background color. So you can see we got the change background, which is just getting the color and drawing the colors and things like that. We got our count up button, we just increasing the count and updating the view. We got the on save instant state. I had to implement this. This is like any time that you get rid of your application or stop it, it's going to save that instance and save that value. So I can come back and come to it. And that's what the on resume is. I'll show you the on resume in just a second. So we've got the reset button right here, and if I can hit that, what that does is, it sets our count to 0. It updates the view here. We got the color, and we update that as well, and reset that, and then we clear our preferences and set everything back to default. Again, we've got our own pause. We're saving the output values and the preferences. And on resume, it goes in and looks for those values and updates the values again. And you're kind of wondering, well, why on pause and on resume on the same thing, and on save state things. Well, that has to do with the extra that we ended up adding in, which was the activity settings activity. So it wasn't part of the tutorial, but the extra, I can click on this button. It gives me a menu or a new activity where I can manually edit them. And the background behind all this is a lot of the same variables on create. Let me just hit the settings and go ahead there. So right now it's a default gray and a count of 0. I can go in here and type in blue 42, hit save, and there's my blue 42. That's why we have the on resume, because it was paused when we switched over to the other activity, and to get that to apply to the first activity, I had to go ahead and extract that data from the savings, or for the preferences when I saved them in the second activity, and apply them to this when it was coming back online. But in the settings file, what we've done here is when we create it, we go in and we extract the data from the preferences, and I'm looking for the M count value, straightforward. Getting the color was a little bit tricky because I wanted to display the actual text value of it, and I had to do a switch to convert the number values of that is being given to me to a text with a default value of gray if it doesn't match the 4 colors that we had on the previous screen. And also I kind of had to do the reverse for clicking save. I had to go and extract the integer and save it for the new color, and we had to go and edit and we get the counts and all that and set the preferences right here and save that. But for the color I have to go and extract that first, and then I'm looking to see if it's one of the 4 colors that we are allowed to have. If not, it sets it to the default gray and then it saves it, and the finish is what closes this up and goes back to the new one. Retrospectively, if I had to do this again, I think I would just set this up as a combo box, and that has a key value pair where I could have the string value blue along with the number value, and you could just click on the drop down and get it, but I didn't think of that when I was first doing this. So let's try this again. So we saw it do the blue. I'm just going to put in some random text, and let's bump this to 15. And we'll hit save, and you can see it doesn't recognize what I put in there, so we got the default gray. And that is it for saving preferences. Thanks. Have a good night. Bye.